Hi there crew members, welcome to another deep dive into this build of the original Starship Enterprise interior. Normally when I make these videos I try to clear everything to one side, but this time I'm coming at you raw. I'm just going to give you a detailed tour of the progress on this, and also I'm going to share with you an epic event right now that happened in the last few days. So see these here, I'm zooming in on these Panton chairs. So this is the recreation area on deck 8, and these Panton chairs, so this is all in 1/100 scale. I can buy these from my local craft shop, and they cost a fortune actually. You only get 10 of them, it costs something like 15, the equivalent of $15. Anyway, but I can buy these, and I think they look great in the recreation area. We never actually saw them on the show, but they were designed in something like 1959, so they really fit in with this. So anyway, the epic event that happened, I get a mail from a guy in Toronto who offers to make me or print me no less than 400 of these tiny Burke chairs. And they are amazing. Here's one that isn't painted, and look at that detail. It's even got the tiny detail on the back of the chair, and you can actually see how small these are compared to my fingers there. All the cushions are laid out, everything. So he literally, and here is the pile of the 400 Burke chairs. And they are quite tricky to paint. It takes quite a lot of focus and concentration to apply the black paint to where the cushioned area of the chair is. And it's going to take quite a while to do, to do all of these chairs. I'm under no illusions about that, but every single chair that I do and add to the model, all of the effort and all of the work is absolutely worth it, with the way that it just elevates and adds to the build. These are absolutely fantastic tiny little chairs, awesome. But not only did he send me these, he also sent me 150 of these official computer screens here, and absolutely amazing detail considering these are down to 1/100 scale. And if we come down onto deck 9, this is the central part, the sunken area from deck 8 down into deck 9. Look at those chairs around those tables. So as I mentioned in a previous video, these tables are actually bingo chips. Here's one. It's a bingo chip that has been sprayed grey. So there is the underneath, and there's the top that's sprayed grey, and they really make awesome original series tables. Now look at that, just look, those chairs in place, they just make such a huge difference to this model. Here we have the biolabs down on deck 9, and as I explained in a previous video, this is the root system of the trees up on deck 8. Here's a research station in the lab, another of those 2 Burke chairs at the station. Come through to another one of the labs with more root systems. Again, one of those official monitor screens with the Burke chairs there at the stations, and I think they just give an authenticity to the model, this TOS Enterprise interior model. That I just could not have got that by actually building these chairs by hand from scratch. So thank you, an epic thank you to Andrew in Toronto, who just reached out and sent me these. Now, before I forget something else that he sent me, let's go along this corridor here, and off deck 9 he also sent me no less than 6 of these resin printed 1/100th scale shuttlecraft. I mean, I was expecting the chairs, and he also said in his mail, I'm going to send you a few more items as well. And the last thing that I expected was 6 fully printed shuttlecraft, 150 monitor screens, and he also sent me some wall panels as well. So here is just a raw unpainted Burke chair. Now, just look at this. This is the 1/25th scale equivalent. And as you know, if you've been following this build, this 1/100th scale model that you see here is going to be scaled up, the entire thing, to 1/25th scale. So you can just imagine the size and the detail that I'm going to be able to bring to the 1/25th scale, because you know, here I've used for the tree areas, I've used bushes and trees that again I've purchased from the craft stores, and I'm quite happy with this. It's kind of a bit of a diorama situation, and we have like a waterfall in the middle, but for the 1/25th scale I'm really gonna go mad style on the detailing of this area, and also all of the areas on board the ship, like here, everything, the detail on that 1/25th scale will be insane. Okay, let me put this together now, because I want to explain a few things to you. That a few people came in saying, hey, wait a minute, that central park area that you've got there is the central computer system. And if you look at the Franz Josef plans and the FASA plans, yes, it is, but not in this. And I'm just going to explain and clear this now. Those plans were designed and drawn in the 60s. Now, your smartphone in the 60s was literally almost the size of a house. What I'm doing with this project is I'm staying faithful, as you know, I'm staying faithful to the look, the feel, the vibe, the design of the interior of the ship, but I am updating it a little bit. So, the central computer core, I've had this idea to distribute it around in several areas of this deck 8 here. There's another one. So these are very, very powerful computers. Also, my idea with this is if we go into the world of pew 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 and the ship gets hit, or it hits a space storm, or it hits something else, one side of the ship might get damaged, so this computer core might go down. These will instantly kick in and take over the systems of the ship. So it's not all in one place, it's kind of distributed around. And again, I emphasize this in almost every video now. What I'm designing here, I'm not making any attempt at all to say that this is the definitive official interior of the original Enterprise. This is just my take, a fan build of the ship. Most people love it, some people really don't, but it's just my take on it. You can do your take on it, anybody can do their take on it. And all I'm trying to do is design this ship as if it was a real interstellar starship traveling in the icy depths of space for 5 years. You're going to need some kind of serious recreation facility like this. You will go absolutely bonkers for 5 years if it's all just one single level with a low ceiling, stacked like an office building. Another question. So this video is addressing a few questions that I keep getting in the comment section. Questions or comments. As you know, this is the pool and it will be accessed from deck 7. So there will be, small recreation facilities also on deck 7 and actually throughout the ship. So this pool will be accessed from deck 7. And one of the comments that I'm getting almost with every video now is, okay, what happens when the ship gets hit and it goes, 45 degrees and all the chairs are flying all over the place on the bridge, and you're going to get gallons and gallons of water spilling out all over. No, that is not going to happen. Literally, the fiction of artificial gravity, if the ship tilts to 45 degrees, it makes no difference as far as the interior of the ship goes. We've still got a level gravity, stable gravity system. If there's a more serious situation where the ship literally gets rocked by Klingon cruiser or space storm or something like that, then some kind of screen will go over this body of water. Some people say, hey, why don't you have a system where you drain all the water quickly into another tank and seal it? It's like, well, my thoughts are, why do that? Because the water is already in a tank. All you need to do is seal that with some kind of force field or physical shielding to keep that water in place. So we're not going to have any tsunamis coming in over into Central Park. Many are familiar with the deck layout of the original USS Enterprise, but just in case you're not, where exactly on board the ship is this deck 8 and the sunken area of deck 9 located? So it's here. So you can see on this side drawing of the ship, the highlighted areas, deck 8, and then you can see the smaller sunken area of Central Park on deck 9. And you can see that I've kind of roughly drawn the trees extending up a little bit into deck 7, and also the trees from the sunken area of deck 9 extending up into deck 8. So just in case you weren't familiar where on board the ship this is, now you know. As always, I hope the video finds you well. Let me know what you think in the comments section about all of this madness with these Burke chairs. And epic thanks, as always, to the patrons supporting this project. We are now 222 in the community. Thank you so much. See you soon with the next update. Bye for now.